today we go back to the Reatta.
Not recognizing there's even a battery. Okay, after much fighting, I got juice to it. It was just bad connector there. And I got the ground bypass so it won't burn itself up from shorting out the ground. And now let's see if she starts. She starts, but she didn't run very long. The last time I filmed, did some cleaning, got the battery out. I had to take this crossbar out to get the battery out. All the corrosion, land of corrosion. That'll cause a lot of problems too. That's probably what caused it to start failing. Well, I've got it all back together, sealed. I used some electrical tape, just like the wire going to it with one of the wires that was cut. We're going to see how it does. Okay, we've got the new ignition control module. United, let's see. Part number somewhere on this. It comes with new bolts and screws and gaskets, and there's a part number. But it comes with all kinds of goodies. But the best thing about it, what I really love, it's something that was missing from the original. As you can see, it comes with basically thermal paste, so that it'll actually cool into that bracket. And then once you degrease, I'm going to use brake cleaner, clean this face, put this stuff on, put that all on there, and start doing that. So yeah, that's the next step. It also came with dielectric grease for all these connections and a nice new gasket. So this will be all nice and new. Now it's just a matter of putting this all on, putting those bolts back, and doing all that stuff. So, woo! And show the degreasing process. I've already scrubbed this and everything. I'm going to scrub it again. I'm going to go ahead and degrease the back of this just to be on the safe side, and let that dry. Now it's got to let it dry. And I'll do the zinc oxide. They give you 2 tubes, which is nice. I'll put one on this plate, one on the back, and that should do it. And now I'm going to start doing the belt. And as you see, it's an 18mm bolt on that tensioner, and just push up on it, and that loosens the tension up. So I just did that on a breaker, and that's just right on the end of the tensioner. An 18mm ended up being the right size for that one. So, and you can see should be able, well, let me turn the light on. And you should be able to see the pattern. The hard part is going to be getting the belt behind that bracket. That's going to be fun. So, down there. Yeah, that's all that. So just going to pull that up and slide the belt off, and then repeat. I'm putting the belt on. The belt number, what we're using, and just kind of showing you how it ran. Got it ran, had to feed it back in there. Now I'll show it going on. Easiest route I find is feed it this way, get it in the tensioner, then leave the alternator off. Put that on the bolt, slide it forward, then you can get the belt up over the alternator, double check, make sure everything's lined up, let it down, belt's on. So quick and easy with the fan belt. Now that I got that done, that's dry, so that's going to be ready to start. Start with putting these heat sink compound. They have little spots where I think it was supposed to be started, but it didn't really start, so help along with a dull razor knife. I'll sit in there and I'll put it around plate a little more. They don't give you a whole lot, so there's not a whole lot to go in here, but do what you can. Hopefully help it prevent it from overheating and melting down, which I love that they're giving this. I've always thought this should be a component in a lot of these, because that's always been a problem with these old ignition modules is they'll get hot and then start to melt. So I like the fact that they're doing something to kind of maybe help with that. That's all of it. Let's put that in there. And there we go. I'll pull it off, see if there's anything I missed. No, I did pretty good. I got a couple spots where that may not be doing anything. See if I can get it somewhere where it'll be a little more useful. There we go. And now get these bolts again. Oh, that's right. I never found one of these. I lost one of these bolts and one of these, and I never did find where it went. I used some sandpaper to clean off the connection point. I've already wire brushed these, but I'll go ahead and use some sandpaper just to help. And get two of them in at least. And this outer one I'll worry about when I find a bolt to replace it. I forgot I needed to. I still can't figure out where it went. It hit the floor, but I never found where it hit the floor at. And these were, what size were these? These were, oh, let's see. These were 9, 11. These are 11 millimeter. This car is all over the place with a lot of 11 and 13, which are kind of odd sizes. That nut just fell down somewhere. See all that? Let's see where they go. And now I gotta find that nut because the other nut just fell down. So that's it for that one. So it's gonna be me bolting that up. Got that all bolted up. Now I get to put this negative cable back together, which I'm putting that on. I've cleaned that up and done that the best I can. I am going to run an additional ground just in case it's the bolt that's not grounded, since the wire tested good. And this is going to be fun because of how this angles, but it's going to
which he pointed out to me, and I pointed out back to him, that's essentially thermal grease. So if you operate a computer, you know what the white stuff is.
I need a pair of pliers to bend this.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, because I got to bend this so it's got angle so it'll clear. And yes, it's got to avoid the belt, which it will, because it's going to connect down there. You see where I've cleared off the bracket, so there's a spot with no paint. Get this here, that, and it'll come out and clear, no problem.
So it starts here, goes around, and connects to there.
So that's a good clean end. Yep.
And when he gets the bracket on, that should doubly make sure that clears the belt.
Oh yeah. And this bracket.
Excuse me. That was by surprise.
Remember how this bracket went in here? Like that, I think. So. And they're different thread pitches, so it matters what bolt goes where.
That's such a weird thing they did, but it's like, okay.
And I got plenty of wire, but that's definitely going to clear. That shouldn't rub anywhere. Right. And I got to tighten everything up.
Which I won't show that on camera because it'll be another couple minutes. But yeah.
But that should make everything go good, and it doubles up the ground just in case the issue was this not grounding properly. And I know I mentioned there was damage to one of these wires. If you see, there's silver junk here. There's silver junk on the bottom of this wire. It wasn't a void in the coating. It was whatever that silver, I guess, paint is. Made it look like it was a void in the wire. So, other than the corrosion, the wire seemed okay. Right now I'm trying to line up the wires the way it's set up here to make sure they're plugged in same. That goes in the middle and that goes there. So, now I gotta pull these. Now, this is about done. Then I'll clean the terminal a little bit.
I
Pull
thought
this
about getting
gasket.
more of those. I forgot.
I've got another can of this
Okay.
stuff. I just hadn't opened it yet. And I'm going to see about, that gasket's actually good. And it's well sealed, so I'm going to leave it and save that gasket. Just let it dry for a little bit. And the dielectric grease on it already, so I'll add more. Because they gave a tube of it.
And to keep the tradition alive, although I am kind of tired of this joke myself, dielectric.
They once again serrated the tear point way above where there's anything to be useful. So that's been consistent with all of the stuff they provided. They provided useful stuff, but they kind of made it so you need a knife. Wearing gloves, so this is a little less. It's messy, but this is gonna ensure a little bit more. There we go. That should seal everything so it don't get moisture. This is the bolt. So let's get that. Is that the right way? That should be the right way. Start that. I gotta tighten that up later.
Not saying we'll ever be this successful, but if we were the type of YouTube channel to have merchandise, what kind of merchandise do you think we should have?
Ragged shirts with stupid patches.
It's just because you got a billion of those.
There we go. Those are all in. And it came with, it came with new bolts too for this. Unfortunately, it didn't come with new nuts, but it came with new bolts. Well, yeah. Those. So screws. So the nice thing is it came with nice new screws for that part. I just wish it came for new nuts on the bottom, but I had a couple of vinyl locking.
At least it's gone forever.
This is easier without the cables attached, but I really don't want to have to fool with that.
Well, it'll be fun guessing the firing order.
Again. They were bolts before, now they're screws, so now I need a Phillips screwdriver. No, they were screws before, they were torque head. Now they're Phillips. And way too long for some reason. I'm just going to go back to the original. So let's go and see if these will fit.
If diesel fitter. Yep, diesel fitter.
Seems like it. So we'll do that. Oh yeah.
We forget something?
Yeah, that goes with the battery cable. I need to screw it.
We'll see if it rattles loose. Oh, at least that one's gone.
Probably. Did it fall? Somehow it's amazing. There's no undercladding on this car hardly, but somehow everything manages to get hung up in nothing. I see it. There's nothing but a cross member and like one piece of vented plastic, but everything keeps vanishing into it.
Oh, I don't know if we've shown this off yet, but one of the things I like about this whole thing, oh girl, she still has that. If y'all need that, she's still got that. And it tells you how to bypass the AC system if you want to do so.
Yeah, it even has the belt pattern which would have been
Yes.
nice on the Ford.
Yes. Vehicle manufacturers, go back to doing this. Stop hiding this information.
We're going to ignore the fact that the resonator is cracked.
Hmm?
The rubber on the resonator, the balancer, you notice the rubber's all cracking?
Yeah. See,
We're going to ignore that.
we're ignoring that for now. I need a new one of those. I need engine mounts to be replaced. I need transmission mounts to be replaced.
What are you talking about? You need the whole engine rebuilt.
Maybe not. If this thing was most of the problems, perhaps she'll start running smoother-ish.
Yeah, but she's still going to be leaky.
Yeah, she is going to be leaky. We need to get new seals on this up top. Perhaps a new oil pan seal down bottom.
Just hopefully the bolts we got will work and I can replace the 5 missing bolts from the oil pan.
And that's what we're running with for now. This is not one of those projects. You see some of these YouTube channels that just go head to tail. Like freaking, oh man, the dude doing the freaking Firebird, 78 Firebird, that's been an entertaining series. Oh, good Lord.
I never claimed to be a master mechanic or a restoration mechanic. I'm a junk mechanic. I keep junk running.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell from my fleet. The
Yes.
nice cars aren't mine.
Fuzzy
nicest
Dice
cars
Projects was the name of it, yes.
Yeah. My nicest car is that old Buick. The Regal. My Regal.
Which is a nice Regal. What's the face for? Do we got a problem?
I'm now part of the car. I'll just leave this rubber glove
Why
here.
don't we just turn it on and see what happens? Oh yeah, wait, we're missing a part.
I'll just leave that rubber glove there.
Just tear the finger part off and let the fingertip in there. That would have been hilarious. I'd like to point out, well, he's doing that. I'll show y'all. This wasn't us. All those lines there in the freaking radiator is not us.
Okay. Now, on this, of all weird things, that is actually a 9/32. So, the bolt for the wire plug is a 9/32.
Where is that at?
Right here on the end.
I see what you're saying.
That was a 9/32 for some reason, which
And
trying not to over tighten it because it's just in the plastic.
I
So,
was going to say, how hard are you tightening that down?
not hard at all, which it creaked, so I'm done.
It's not even to an ugga-dugga.
No, it's plugged in there good, and the plastic creaked a little bit, so I'd quit.
There we go.
Which I wasn't trying to make the plastic creak any. So that's all done. I'm going to, once I get all this in, I'm going to zip tie all these wires together and get them out of the way so they're not on the radiator, because I put this back in and this is now on the outside of this wire instead of the inside, so that'll get it out of the way. First things first, I've got to get the battery back in here.
Yes.
Oh, and that was the other thing I'm going to film. I want to show this.
Let me turn the light off. I don't want to blind you. There we are.
I've got new bolts for the plugs. And something I'm going to do, which I should have done before, is put some dielectric grease where this meets in to hopefully keep this from corroding up so bad. Who tightened this down? Too many ugga-duggas on the dielectric grease.
I'm going to say it's probably you.
Never. But I'm going to put this in each one of these so that this maybe won't corrode up so bad again on the inside. And now the lid went flying.
Let him do it.
I got it. I'm just trying to figure out, I heard metal dingle dingle and I have no idea where it was or where it went.
It's probably this.
Oh, okay.
I kicked a screw and I picked it up.
But and I'll spread that around in there with a tool of some kind, a finger.
It's a tool.
Go. And then the fun part is popping these in, because you gotta, there's a little thing in there, and I'm gonna have to use a pair of pliers probably. Okay, got slip joint pliers, just over it, push it in, clicks into the rubber, and there you go, new bolts.
New bolts and an old $300 battery cable.
Yeah, these, we looked to replacement, can't find an exact replacement, and the closest you could find to a AC Delco replacement that was 3, so you could do this, were about $250 a piece. There was a cheaper one that had a weird plug on it that I might have been able to cut and splice and done something with for like $30, $40 a piece, but these all conducted fine, so we'll try it. If it still complains, I'll track down new cables, which isn't that hard since I've cleaned everything up. But trying to not spend money we don't need to, and these are actually heavier gauge than the new things I found replacement, so
Yeah, we'll just stick with what we got. Just keep rolling.
yeah, I think the biggest problem was all the corrosion.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we'll see if it starts. I got everything back together.
Wait, how much oil's in it?
Because
it's been sitting for so long.
it's got dots. We're good.
Okay.
All right, so I got a flashing security light
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
flicked over. I got a very angry screen, but I think I'm probably gonna have to replace that. This screen here,
Oh yeah, it's always angry.
I'm probably gonna have to replace that. All right.
The belt didn't like the leak that it found somewhere. It runs.
That sounds like more cylinders than usual.
Hey, it started. That's an improvement.
That sounds way smoother than usual.
Yeah, it sounds better.
Now it just has to figure out how to idle down.
It's learning.
Sounds like a NASCAR. I don't hear misfires.
No, it's running a lot better than it was. We're still not happy, but it's running better. So.
I've been this car's biggest critic from the beginning, and that legitimately is running better.
First set of electrical gremlins down.
What do you think about throttle position sensor?
I think it probably needs replaced again.
Again? I know we did something with the idle air, we replaced the idle air control valve on here, but I don't know about
That's right, throttle position sensor, we had it, we got the wrong friggin' one.
Or we replaced the throttle position sensor on your Buick 100 times. Remember how the weird throttle position sensor was making the radio in your car?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what's still going on, and that's probably why it's still idling high, because it doesn't know what's going on.
Is there a check engine light?
Yeah. And it's giving us diagnostics, we can't read it because it's doing this.
Well, I doubt that it gives you throttle voltage readings.
idle good. Oh yeah. That's bad. I don't think this is bad. Oh, but this is bad. This is bad.
I got hit in the face with something.
The belt's picking up leaves and stuff from somewhere. I don't even know.
You replaced the belt. Good job.
Yeah, but somehow or another it found leaves and it's been throwing leaves. It got a stick and I thought it was going to throw the belt because the stick came up. Somehow it came up and went under this.
Yeah, I saw that when you were cranking it.
And it's like, where the heck did that stick come from? Because I just cleaned all this. Alright, and it's back out here for now because it's going to be a little while before we get the brake parts, but it runs and drives. Kind of stops.
Yeah.
I think the brakes are working better than they were when I put it in there, but still not driving anywhere. But we got to get all the brake parts together. We need a mass airflow sensor because that's bad. Brakes are going to be interesting because this has an electric pump for the booster, and we're not entirely sure it's working right. And we'll get everything else fixed and then worry about that. But because we know that all 4 cylinders are bad. But the wiring's good, it's better. It did misfire a couple times, but we haven't put new spark plugs in it yet. Plus, it's not getting proper fuel-air mixture, so that may just be that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's starting, it's running, it's not shorting out. We still have some gauge cluster issues, interior issues to do. The gauge cluster decided not to work anymore. And the screen roll as always, so I have a feeling that's going to be wiring in the car, so that's going to be fun. And we've got the door card off to fix that, so we've got a whole bunch of interior stuff coming too.
Yes.
But that's it for this one. Normal, like, share, subscribe, and have a good one.
How are we feeling tonight under starlit skies? Tell me that you're trusting me. How far can we go? Living like Bonnie and Clyde. Watch our world.